We are live.
All right. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. Man, if y'all haven't noticed over the past couple of weeks, I've been doing educational type videos, instructional things. And hang on one second. I think someone was at my door. I heard some knocking going on out there.
It's
Now
the
I guess
popo.
probably good. Well, they didn't show up on my Ring doorbell. It may have been my dog out there doing something, but he may have heard the loud music and got ramped up. But yeah, if y'all haven't noticed over the past few weeks, and this makes the third week, I've been doing some kind of educational type stuff, like how to what goes into this and that and the other, because we're getting ready to do the brackets in the fall. And so some of these slides I've been coming up with here for these hashtags is the questions that's going to be related to the questions that's going to be on those surveys that go out if anybody wants to participate. So, if you pay attention a little bit here, you might, get a little edge on that. But that'll be coming up soon. So I do want to play the teaser for the whiskey challenge, and it's going to come in 4 parts. But let me play that teaser right quick. All right, so we're going to let Marty get over his COVID stint here. I know he's one of the sponsors, and I do need a fourth one, but that won't be a problem. I'll find a fourth sponsor. We have 3 so far, but the way this is going to go is we're going to do the surveys that's going to go out in a month or so, and then. I will get to that in just a second, but the surveys that go out, and then we're gonna have a trivia night, and then we're gonna have the first set of brackets, and then that'll carry us through to the end. So that's the way that is going to go, and big prizes on that. It will not take place on Thursdays, so we're going to pick different nights for that.
Okay.
It'll be the convenience of most. So we'll figure out when we can do it. Some of the earlier rounds do not necessarily have to be at night. They could be early or in the day on a weekend or whenever, because it's just trivia. We're not, unless people want to drink while we're doing it, then, I personally don't. I try not to drink before about 4:30 in the afternoon, but, that's just because I get my days and nights all screwed up. But with that said, let's go ahead and get into what the hashtags are tonight. Here in just a second. But first, what do you drink? What are you sipping on, Mark?
I'm sipping on just a little bit of Isla Barley.
Isla Barley. All right.
Something light to start off with. Because this will be my last evening here at my own bar for about 3 weeks.
There you go, man. Yeah, you're going to be sad. You're going to be away from all that. Yep.
No, but hopefully while I'm out in Colorado, maybe I can find some pretty cool stuff. Who knows? I'll be looking around.
All right. Well, I'm going to announce the samples that we're giving away tonight, but I'm putting my samples where my mouth is tonight, right? So I am sipping first here. The samples tonight are going to be North Carolina bourbons, because I've had several people saying, "Hey, can I get samples of the North Carolina bourbons?" and da 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 da. So the one I'm sipping on right now is Turning Point, and all of these are distilled right here. I mean, this is not procured stuff. This is the distilleries doing it, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll get to the other ones here in a little bit, but I'm starting off with Turning Point, and then I'll go to the other 2. The box is already here. I already have them poured up, and it's ready to ship. So there they are, and we'll get to those here in a little bit. But now let's do the hashtag intros here. All right. So we're going to go through 10 steps to what it takes to make your own whiskey. And
Legally.
yeah, if you have a distillery, yeah. Or, and in some places, look at the law. You can make a small amount for yourself in some states and all of that. But, I was doing research on this to make sure I got all the steps right and everything. And of course, I already kind of know, but I've been through a lot of distillery tours. I mean, I've seen them, I've had it explained to me, but I like to make sure. But there's one step that people tend to skip, and that's this first one. And it's, where are you going to get your grain? And so that's the first one here. It's not just what grain, it's how are you going to get this? Who are you going to buy it from? What bulk quantity do you need? There's different varieties of all of these grains. There's different varieties of rye if you want to put rye in there. And this is to make whiskey. If you want to make bourbon, of course, it has to be 51 or more % corn. But then what are you using? Non-GMO, GMO. There's heirloom varieties of corn versus like your standard sweet corn varieties. There's a lot of different varieties of rye and all of that. So who are you going to buy from, and how are you going to get it? That's step one. And then we'll get to the other ones here in a little bit. Hey, Marty, you're here. I do have a couple of housekeeping items, though. One, first and foremost, I always do a reconciliation after the show, and I look at who all had entries and how many entries we had on the wheel. I did miss one last week because it came in late, and I was loading the wheel, and I probably didn't see it come in. But after the show, I do the reconcile, and I'm like, something is not right here, and I found it, and it was Bourbon Syndicate. Bourbon Syndicate, Rusty, had put in $5 last week, and it did not make it to the sample wheel last week. So this week he's starting off. I already have it on here. Bourbon Syndicate, $5. So that's going to be 10 entries tonight. You get 2 entries for $1. So there's that. So if you do put something in, I'll catch it if I don't write it down. But I always keep a fan funding stream or the chat box over here so I can see them coming in. But yeah, we do get busy up here sometimes. The other housekeeping item is I was contacted by Logan Welk, who is the president and chief operating officer of Blue Note. He's actually of the BR Distilling, and they produce and bottle Blue Note. So Blue Note Crossroads, Blue Note Juke Joint, those out of Tennessee. He contacted me because I had a video that posted in October of 2022. And I think I bought the bottle earlier that year, and then I did the video on it later in the year. But I don't know, because he said in 2021 they stopped using MGP. So I had said on the video that it was MGP and it was procured. And he said, well, we stopped that in 2021. So I do believe I probably have the bottle that is not MGP. And then he didn't really clarify, but I looked it up, and it looks like they switched to Green River Distillery in Owensboro, Kentucky. So I'm sure Green River's using their specified bill and all that, and then they're doing runs for them and then aging it and then sending it to them. So there you go. So I'll do an updated video on that, and I'll change in the description. I'll put a thing on that video when I get a chance to. So that was the 2 housekeeping items. Did I put the hashtag?
Yep.
In there. People, I did paste it.
Let's see, people. Yep. GRSE.
Yep, that's it. All right. And if you're new to the show and you don't know how this works, the hashtags are for the quarterly drawing. If you put in hashtag GRSC, I'm going to spin on StreamYard giveaway tool. If it lands on you, you get 4 entries to the quarterly drawing. and they get progressively higher. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then the number one entry, because it goes 10 down to 1, is worth 14 entries. If it lands on my YouTube entry, because I am simulcasting to Facebook, if it lands on YouTube entry, it goes to Lori. Lori is visually impaired, and she is here tonight, and so she gets those entries because it's very, very difficult for her to put in the hashtags. But if it lands on my Facebook entry, it doubles the entry for that turn. The other thing to note is, well, on the first spin, we're going to have a unique winner. But as we go down through the spins, if it lands on someone again, I'll just put plus whatever behind their name, and we will spin again until we get an original person on there. And then at 8 p.m., we'll do the put me ins, and you get 2 free entries for that. But we also give away samples every week. And let me play this sample video so you know what you'll be playing for if you decide choose to do that. Here we go. All right, so you get 3 1-ounce pours. They're already boxed up right here, ready to go. And I do have some little shaky things in there, candy that you can eat if you choose to. But there's 3 samples in there. They're all North Carolina bourbons. The first one is Turning Point, and Kathy, I got you. I'll write it down here in a second. The second one is Cook's Mill right here, and the third one was picked the North Carolina's number 1 bourbon, Southern Star Paragon. This is the Bottled and Bond. It is a wheated straight bourbon, bottled and bond. Of course, it's 100 proof. So there you go. And I'm going to be sipping on these tonight. Let me write Kathy Bates down here.
Okay. And Lori had a question earlier.
Okay.
I put it up on the screen for you. I haven't shipped her anything, so
no, we have not lately. No. All right, YKB, here we go.
Okay.
All right, got it.
Oh, she just said it again. Okay. Yep. Now, Lori, I haven't shipped you anything.
No, I have not.
I've got her address actually, so
I have her address. Yeah.
Well, Gawani, you don't need no samples. You said you don't like it.
Yeah, Gawani, you said you don't like bourbon.
I need to send Gawani some scotch or something. Maybe he'll like that, or some Irish.
No, and I know, we've been doing this a while. This show's been going on for a long time. And, we've recently started giving away more stuff, but, before it was just nose and kits and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But let me explain about the samples. So the samples is Super Chat, Super Sticker only. You get 2 entries for every $1, but you also get 3 entries for that, or three different entries for that. You are in for the sample giveaway tonight. And if you win or don't, doesn't matter. You're also in for the next halfway mark giveaway, which is a full bottle of, we base it on a Still Austin Nancy Fraley barrel pick. Mm-hmm. So it is a $90 bottle of bourbon, and you can't get it hardly anywhere unless you live around in those areas.
Yeah. You got to go to the distillery and pick that one up, because it's distillery release only. And it's usually limited to around 200-ish bottles, and that's pretty much it. So if you don't get one of those bottles of that pick for that month, you don't get one.
You don't get one. Yep.
It's just that easy.
But you also get the same 2 entries per $1 for the quarterly drawing as well. So you get 3 chances there for those entries to win. And I know it seems like over time, some of the same people have won, but actually, if you go back and look at it, some people have won a couple of times, but there's a lot more people that have won. We just forget. We notice the ones that have won twice or whatever. But trust me, I can go back and look at my spreadsheet, and it is packed full of people. So I have, all the information on a lot of different people that have received things. But my alarm did go off, so we are going to spin this first one, and
right.
I'm going to share my screen. Of course, it's going to make me open system settings and close them again, and then we're going to do this first entry. Good luck, all 18 people who put the hashtag in there. If you miss this one, don't worry. There's another one coming right behind it. Boom, Peter White.
Nice.
Strike early. All right. Congratulations on 4 entries to the quarterly drawing. Let that confetti die down and we'll set up the next one. So, Mark, you're about to be out of town coming up.
Yes, sir. Heck yeah. I'm headed to Colorado to about 8,500 feet elevation. So a lot cooler than here.
Yeah, that's nice.
A little less oxygen, but the temperature and the humidity is completely different. So it's going to be a lot nicer. It's nice to get away from the 100 plus heat. Although this year it's not been bad because we've had like last week it was only in the 80s, which was highly unusual for us. And we had some rain in July, which is another highly unusual thing. So, with Lori said that I was going to send her some samples. So what I'm going to do is I got 3 different bottles behind me. I got a Scotch, an Irish, and a bourbon.
Okay.
So I'm going to box those up tonight with some other samples that I'm going to send you, and I'll send that to you for her.
Okay.
If you got her address, shoot it to me.
Okay, I'll do that. So the next part here to get this next hashtag going is now you know where you're getting your grains from. What's your mash bill going to be? Are you going to do? I mean, you could do 100% on any of these grains. 100% corn, it can be classified as bourbon. 100% wheat, of course, is a wheated whiskey, and then there's rye. There's 100% rye, and of course 100% malted barley is what Scotch is anyway. But if you do it in America, you have to call it American whiskey. But you can do any combination of these. You can do a wheater, which would be corn, at least 51%, if not 60, and then the rest of the primary grain or secondary grain would be wheat, and then just a 4 or 5% malted barley at the end of it there. But there's so many different combinations you can do. But yeah, there you go. Works way better.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It don't have to work nearly as hard. Nice. Okay, now.
All right. So
there we go.
And this one just happens to be worth 5 entries to the quarterly drawing. So get those hashtags in there, and that's always free.
We creep up just a little bit on each time we do it.
Yeah, and I hope Rusty heard me earlier. Yeah, he's still here. I saw him put the hashtag Bill in. Yeah, he has that $5 there. So,
there's some for Kathy Bates.
All right, we got it.
She doesn't need any more samples. I think she probably just got hers in today. I think the bottle, right?
Well, and her bottle you shipped, but her samples, because I was going to give her 3 2-ounce samples of the North Carolina bourbon, and that's when I started getting comments. People messaging me going, "Hey, can you give away the North Carolina bourbons because I can't get them. I live way over here, And I was like, sure. And they're really good. They're really good. They're not going to be like, oh my God, this is the best I've ever had good. But even like the 90 proofers, they just knock the socks off of base bourbons.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a bottle of that Turning Point. It's not bad.
Oh yeah. It's a little spicy. It's got a little peppery in there with that one. Now, the Cook's Meal is 100% corn, but they use a bunch of different varieties of corn. From the
it comes across a lot sweeter then, huh?
It does, and it's interesting. Very interesting pour.
Got to be better than barrel aged Malort.
Man, I messed up something on my desk here. I hate this. I should have paid attention to it earlier. I spilt something on this desk and I wiped it up with paper towels.
Yeah.
And I felt of it. It didn't feel like it felt clean, but I should have gotten the spray and all that. And now something's like, it's not sticky, but I can feel like my table's usually real slick and it feels rough right there. So anyway, I'll clean it after tonight.
Oh, and as far as the samples coming up will be next week, I think it'll be my turn, right?
Next week, yes.
Okay, so I will be in Colorado. So what I'm going to do is send some samples to Jody over here, and then he can send those out to whoever wins. And my plan right now is next week I'm going to do the Green River. I'm going to do 3 samples of the Green River because I have the regular bourbon, the wheated whiskey, and they're foolproof. So we'll do those 3 samples, and then the last week of this month. It's August, right? Yes, the last week of this month,
I'll have the next one, and then you'll have that next one.
I'm going to do a Blue Note. This is a store pick, which is really good. I'm going to do a sample of this Old Scout. This one's really tasty. And then the one that I really like is this single barrel Old Forester. It's a store pick too. And man, this one's phenomenal. Holy crap, it's super tasty. But they're all a little bit proofy. So, you don't have to like some proof. Like the store pick Old Foresters, was it 65.25? So, 100 and what is that? 120.
I was going to tell Jerry J. It definitely
30?
wasn't that. Definitely wasn't
130 and the change. So
maybe 15 years ago, but not now.
So anyway, that's the plan now. So we'll have those set up, and it'll all be good to go.
All right, yeah. And if you, you know what, we were talking before the show, you just put a G on the Green River, and that way I'll know which one's what.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
And just I'll send you Lori's address, and you can send straight to her. That way, I'll only get 2.
All right.
And that way we don't have to pay double shipping on 3 boxes.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds great. And send that to me after the stream, and I'll get that out tomorrow because I'm leaving out up here Saturday morning, flying to Colorado.
Yep, I will do that right after tonight. Let me write that down here so I don't get too drunk. Send Mark
Lori's address.
Lori's address. Oh, and y'all don't ever feel bad about reminding us of something because we do sip bourbons all night long, and sometimes we might make a promise and forget. So just let us know we forgot. Yeah, and
no problem, Lori.
Because I
almost
said it seems like we promised her something, So I was.
Yep. Yeah, it's very damn possible. That's why I'm going to send a bourbon, a Scotch, and an Irish. And the Scotch is unpeated. The Irish is unpeated. So you'll get to try what they're like and kind of get you an idea of, which one you would prefer.
Mm-hmm.
Because, that's one of the great things about Whiskey Tube that I've really enjoyed is getting different samples of different stuff to go and try it before you go buy a whole bottle and spend, anywhere from $50 to $100 for a bottle of whiskey. And go, oh, I don't like this, But if you had a sample first, huge difference.
All right, we're going to spin. We're going to spin for these 5 entries here. So let me get this. Whoops, wrong button. Man.
Kathy Wade said, spin it to win it.
All right, here we go. Good luck, all 20 entries on the wheel. This is worth 5 entries to the quarterly drawing. That will be on congratulations, William Hall.
Oh, he snuck in here. I didn't see him come in.
Yeah. So the next quarterly drawing is going to be September 5th. So right after this month's over, it'll be that first week of September. So yeah, we're coming up on it. So here we go.
Yeah, I'm going to be busy in November. I think it's when. Yeah. Well, I'm going to be fairly busy in September as well because we got dove season come on here in September the 1st, and man, I'm going to have a bunch of people around for that.
All right, so I just found a picture with some grain in it, but anyway, so the next thing you have to do, now you know what your mash bill is. Now you have to soak your grains. You have to soak them and let them open up and release their sugars. In beer making, this is called steeping. You put pretty warm water over them and get them to let go of those sugars and colors the water a little bit. There's some distinction between making beer and making whiskey. I'll get to that later. But yeah, you have to soak them and get the sugar out because that's what the yeast is going to eat later to make alcohol. So you have to do that.
Oh, hey, Becca.
And it's also a part of the malting process. Yeah.
Well, you're getting close there, bro. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Big Daddy. Oh, Kathy Bates shouting out to Big Daddy. Yeah, I've been here all by myself this week. Oh, I did want to play a short little video. I saw it on Instagram, or not Instagram. What the hell was I on? Yeah, Instagram, I think it was. Anyway, I get them all mixed up. I don't know. This is funny. I'm going to play it.
You drink?
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, like casually, like at a party or a wedding or something like that. Right, like my house, alone, every night.
What do you drink?
Just like a glass of wine at dinner.
Okay, that's healthy.
And then a shot of tequila.
Okay.
And then another shot. And then a few more. And then some more. And then I usually pass out. Then I wake up and I take a few more.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah, I drink.
Yeah, I drink.
Just a smidge. Occasionally.
Yeah, just a smidge. Yeah. Yeah, I like the first answer was no. Oh, yeah, that one cracked me up.
That's pretty funny. Oh, my goodness. Oh, what's it, 3 years?
No, I did hear a pretty good joke today too. So the guy goes to the doctor, and the doctor checks him out, and the doctor says, "Yeah, everything looks fine. We'll see you in a few more months or whatever. Because he's an older guy, and so he's coming in for checkups more often." And he says, "But everything looks good. But is anything bothering you?" He said, "Well, yeah, but not me." He said, "It's my wife. I think she's losing her hearing." And he goes, "Well, how bad is it?" And he goes, "Well, I really don't know." And he said, "Well, do this when you get home. Stand about 20 feet away from her, and in a normal voice, ask, 'What's for dinner?' And then if she doesn't reply, move 5 feet closer, and then 5 feet, and then 5." So he goes home, and he's like, "Okay." So he's about 20 foot away across the room from his wife, and he says, "Hey, honey, what's for dinner?" He doesn't hear anything. No, nothing. So he moves 5 feet closer. "Hey, honey, what's for dinner?" Still nothing. So he moves 10 feet away and asks again. Nothing. So he gets right up there on her about 5 feet away and goes, "Honey, what's for dinner?" And she said, "Damn it, I've already told you 3 times we're having chicken."
Yep, there you go. Uh-oh. Becca says, "I tried the other 2 samples that you sent, the intermediate and the advanced. They both tasted like the same one."
Oh,
like
no.
Beginner one.
Well, yeah, no. That one, that I guarantee you that C is now you would have to try them, like pour them all and go through and then back again, and you would see a huge difference between them.
Okay. Yeah. So pour like a half ounce in each Glen.
Or
and then
just pour them all
A
up.
to B.
Yeah.
And then B to C to A.
Yeah, because that C has a lot of notes in it, and it's aged a long time, so you're getting more finish and all of that. So yeah, but yeah, it just takes time.
Yeah, and as you mentioned that, I probably that bourbon that I was going to send to Lori, probably should change that one out to a lighter one.
Well, yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I was gonna. Well, what's your opinion? I was gonna send her Eagle Rare, the 10.
Here's my opinion. Let her get a little cheap bottle of Jim Beam bourbon.
Yeah.
That's your base 80 proofer, and compare it to that. I think Eagle Rare is a good one. It's not too advanced. It's not too peppery. It's sweet. It's not a wheater, but it's still a good soft.
Yeah.
You know, in my opinion, it's just a good smooth bourbon.
Well, I do have this, a little benchmark.
Well, there you go. Throw that in there. And that's actually from Buffalo Trace. So that's your 80 proofer from Buff Trace.
Okay.
That McAfee benchmark. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. All right, we'll do that too.
And that'll give her the baseline of what a vanilla bourbon is, and then she can try the little bit better one.
Okay. How much proof is in B and C? That would be a good question.
Well, I know what C was. I can't remember what B was. I've got 300 bourbons here. I don't know what I picked. I know what I picked for Sticky, I believe, was the Calumet 15.
Oh, dang.
And that is 105 proof.
Hmm.
I mean, I didn't try to kill you on proof. I just got something that was well developed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one's a pretty good one. You know, it's definitely got quite a few little notes in there, and it's decently tasty too. I liked it.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hey, Cindy and Bourbon Kitty, how y'all doing?
All right. Now, Bourbon Hunter and Bourbon Kitty needs.
Yep. Oh, hey, that explains it there, Becca.
What was it?
She normally drinks 100 proof stuff anyway, so.
Oh yeah, so
that's why it didn't overwhelm her at all. Because if she's normally drinking like a bottle and bond or something,
yeah, then
Wild Turkey 101, something like
she's
that.
too advanced for it. Yeah, see, I could have ramped it up for her.
Oh, you should have stuck in that Rebecca Creek.
Yeah, that would have been one.
That one would have been like, oh, what the heck is that?
I don't know if I did or didn't. I can't remember.
Well, I would consider that one more like your C, your more advanced one, because there's definitely a lot more different notes in that one than are a lot of other bourbons.
I mean, I have it I have it recorded what I sent on there, so I'd have to go open a document up to see what it was.
That's one thing I've started doing now with some of the samples and stuff that I'll send out is, put the sample next to the bottle and then get a picture of it and then save that so I know, okay, this is what I actually sent out. So
I just
or whatever, I can send them that.
I keep call it Word document. I'm in Mac, so it's pages. But anyway, I keep a document, and it's got the name and address and stuff in there and all that. And I always put down there what bourbons I send and things, and for date and time. Yeah, I keep a lot of notes.
I don't always do it, but I try to if I think about it at the time.
All right. Well,
I did get a picture of the when I made up the blend in Marty's decanter of the Still Austin blend. The 11 different ones. I took a picture of that so I knew what it was.
All right. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. This is worth 6 entries to the quarterly drawing. And we're going to land on bro.
All right. YKB.
Wow.
Oh, Becca said you sent her a Knob Creek 12 and a Calumet 15.
Yeah. Now, I knew the Calumet 15. I
Now,
remembered that one. But yeah, Knob 12.
not
Yeah,
12.
and the Knob 12, it's pretty good.
I mean, it's not like, knock you over, but it's definitely better than the 9-year.
It is, yeah. And that's why I called it an intermediate. It's certainly not an advanced bourbon, but and it was more about the notes than the
Yeah.
proof.
Yeah, Knob 12 is a good, easy sipper.
Yeah.
That's one you can sip on a daily if you can get it fairly decent price. And it's I've seen it more often nowadays too. That's a plus.
All right, so let's talk about malting. You can malt more than just barley. Malting is where you steep or soak grains in under the perfect conditions, and they start to open up. But you have to, and then you spread them out and what they call malting floors, and you keep them under the perfect condition. But before they sprout, you stop the malting process, and we'll talk about that on the next one. But opening those grains up like that, malted barley can deliver a slight nutty flavor to the whiskey, and that's why barley's one of the most malted grains. But I know that Rabbit Hole Distillery there in Louisville, they malt all their grains, so they try to impart deeper flavors. You get different flavors out of those, but we'll get to the next step next.
Yep. Well, that and malting, I believe that actually it had some enzymes and stuff into the mash to help.
They have to have some. And typically they'll put about 5% malted barley or maybe up to 12% malted barley or something in there because they need it in there.
Yeah, it helps break down the enzymes. The enzymes in that help break down like the corn and other stuff to so that it actually can ferment better, and you get a lot better fermentation and more alcohol production.
Yep. And just like people talk about sour mash, you have to you about have to put a little of the old mash in with the new. But a little bit is not worthy of calling it sour mash, and we're not covering that on this.
Yeah,
but sour mash is where they put a lot more of it back over in there.
Yeah, I remember. I think we used to call that back set.
Yeah,
as well. You save a little bit of the leftovers from the first run of it, throw that back into your new batch to let that ferment and everything else.
All right, Cook's Meal. Here we go. This is the high corn, but it's a lot of different variations of corn.
I'm going with something completely different.
The hills, fields, and mills of North Carolina, made with corn grown and harvested in Catawba County.
Nice. I'm going with something completely different.
That looks peaty.
It might have a slight hint of peat to it.
Oh, Ardbeg. Yep. just a hint of peat.
Just a wee hint. Smidge.
I recognize that bottle from behind.
Well, I didn't grab the oogie, so there's a little peat there.
Now I will say this drinks like nectar, and it's not too sweet, but it is sweet. But it's also only 88 proof.
Oh, they proved the shit out of it. Okay. Now, are you getting like a honey note, or is it more cane sugars and?
No, it's more like and I would say wild honey. I mean, it's certainly not like clover honey, like honey bear honey, but it's not wild honey either. It's not like how you get a lot of notes out of those. It's a subdued honey flavor, but there's that vanilla and caramel and all in there. It is just. I'm not a big fan of 100% corn or even 95 corn.
Yeah.
But this is delicious.
Well, the ones, the higher percentage of corn ones that I've had usually turn out pretty dang sweet.
Yeah. Well,
what is It's not even coming to my head now. The 100% corn one. It's aged 10 years. Mellow corn.
Oh, mellow corn. Okay.
Yeah.
And when I was saying I'm not a big fan, Evan Williams is high corn, but it's a base bourbon, and I don't know. It's got a little funk to it that I don't like. I mean, I would drink it if that's what we had, but you know, but I was more thinking of Hudson Baby Bourbon that became Bright Lights Big Bourbon.
Yeah.
And it used to be, I think it used to be 100% corn when it was baby bourbon. And then they went Bright Lights Big Bourbon and they started putting 5% malted barley with 95% corn.
Oh, okay.
But it's corn grown in New York State because they're a state distillery, you know, so they have to.
City.
Yeah.
Get a rope.
Get a rope.
No, I guess, you know, you get away from the city, get up, you know, in northern, they can grow some grain and stuff up there. But I would think that the corn season is very small.
You can go straight. You can go due west. You can go north. You can go anywhere out of New York City, and it's like this whole other country.
Yeah. You know, you got trees and stuff.
Yeah. Well, and then you get over and you hit Buffalo, you know, and everything way over there, right by Erie.
Oh,
and lake effect bull crap. But that wasn't fun when I was up there visiting. But it was cold.
Yeah, my trip up that way was Niagara Falls.
Yeah, and it's close. Yeah,
that's pretty much it. And then the other time I was up there, I didn't even get to New York at all. I saw it from across the bay from New Jersey. I was over. I went up to New Jersey to fix a big copper sink, and that's as close as I got to New York City. I drove out to the bay to get some bagels, this one place, and a few parts that I needed, and I could see New York City across the bay, and that was pretty much it.
LaGuardia is what I was going to say. I've flown in and out of LaGuardia several times, but and so you know we've flown in and out on clear days, and I always try to get a window seat, and I can kind of see the skyline, and that's about as close as I ever want to get. I don't really care about it.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest people person either, so you know, I don't need to get down there where there's just gobs of people packed in on you. It's like trying to go to New Orleans on like Mardi Gras or something. Way too many people for me. I don't need it. That's good.
No, Lori's asking about the Irish. Well, there's a lot of different types of Irish whiskey. And some of them have more distinct flavors than others, but which one are you going to send her?
As Sugar Kitty would call it, I'm going to send her the Redacted, which is one we don't talk about much, but it's Powers John's Lane.
Okay.
It's really nice. It's better than your normal Powers one, but it's quite tasty. It really is. I mean, as far as some of the Irish, I really love that one. And Redbreast 12 is like a staple. That was super good.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and play something right quick because we got a lot of people here, and, you know, it's free. It only takes a second, and it really helps us out. All right. We are about to spin, though, so let's go ahead and spin this malt right round, baby, right round like a record, baby. Here we go.
Dang. I can imagine.
Boom. Good luck, everybody, for 7 entries. Fulton.
Swinging in there for one.
All right. 7 entries to the quarterly drawing right there. And this is the part of the show I'll be like, wow, we haven't had a repeat winner yet. So we'll jinx it. It didn't work last week. We only had 1 repeat winner last week.
I know it. We've been on kind of a roll that way, you know.
Yeah. Well, more people showing up. So
there you go, Sugar Kid.
All right. So the next one is This is more about the malting process. Okay. So you have to stop the malting process before you have to stop the grain before it sprouts. If it sprouts, you're going to get flavors you don't want in there. So these are heating kilns or drying kilns. It stops that process in the grain, and then you can add it to the rest of the grain, and then you get your mash. That's coming up, but this is a part of the process. If you use peat in this process, you can introduce smokiness that's found in a lot of Scotch whiskeys. Not necessary, but you can.
Yep. Yep. Now, when they stopped the malting process with the Scotch, they back in the day they used to do it with peat because there's really no trees over there, so that was their main heat source was peat, and that's how you had to for heating stuff up and drying it out. Of course, peat smokes like a fiend when you burn it, so that definitely is going to impart some flavor, but in the distillation process, you're going to lose some of that as well, or you can, depending on how you make your cuts. If you go low in the cuts, you're going to get more of that peat come across. But then it's there's a lot of factors in whiskey, a lot of factors.
Oh, hell of a lot. And I will point out later what one of the more critical processes is in this, and it takes someone who has done this a while. The Bloody 81, welcome.
Welcome.
I highlighted someone earlier and said,
I'm with you there, Becca. Peat, then repeat. I love it.
Peat.
I like me some peat. I mean, granted, I like bourbon too. I like a lot of the different Kentucky ones. Some of the Tennessee stuff too. I got some Chattanooga up there. That's quite tasty. But since I got introduced to peat and started liking some of it, because it does kind of grow on you like a fungus. Some of that I really like. Not all the time, like I think this is the first peated stuff I've had in maybe a week or two. But
somebody sent me a video a few years ago. I'll have to dig it up. I didn't use it because they have it copyrighted, and it's part of their distillery tour over in Scotland. And they were talking about how the whiskey has developed over the years, and the reason they sent it to me, and they only sent me an excerpt of it, was to show how peat was used to stop the malting process way back in the day. And peat doesn't flame. Peat won't flame up. It's just going to sit there and smoke its ass off.
It smolders like a big charcoal.
Yeah. And so they would put peat, and they had these. That's where you come up with the term malting floors. And they would have this thatch stuff they would have all over that floor, and they would have all those grains laid out there, and they would set that peat smoke on fire under them, and that smoke would come up through that thatch, and it would stop the malting process of that grain, but it also imparted all of that smoke into it.
Heck yeah. Well, Jerry, the clear liquor, a lot of the clear liquors doesn't give you a hangover as much because their cuts are better. It's a lot cleaner.
Alcohol. Neutral spirit. Vodka and stuff like that.
Vodka, Shine, a lot of your good moonshine. Back in Kentucky, I knew this one moonshiner, and he was an older guy. I mean, back in the day when I got some from him, he was probably in his 70s, and he knew how to make his cuts. So he would give you just a sweet heart cut. You didn't get any of the heads. You didn't get very little of the tails. So that kind of whiskey there, it was really smooth, and you could drink, 5, 6, 7 shots of it, be off your butt, but you wouldn't wind up with a hangover, because how good he cut it.
Well, and there's also what they call 4 shots.
That's
that
nasty.
Comes in front of, that's just nasty. I mean, you got to throw that away. That can actually hurt you.
Yeah, that stuff you're talking, really high alcohol content, not like methanol. what's in the four shots, like acetone.
Yeah, a lot of that, and you're burning. You're getting rid of a lot of those impurities that
Yep.
they settle on the four shots, and then you get to the heads, and then really that won't really hurt you, but it's
No,
going to off.
but it goes to
flavor.
your head.
It does. It'll give you a headache, and so you want to get past that to the hearts, and then you do your middle distillation, and once those tails set in, you got to stop.
Yeah. Once the tails start coming in, if you've been around it at all, you'll notice it because there's a couple of different reasons. The feel of it, if you dip your finger in the alcohol when it's running, it'll feel kind of oily.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you go to smell it, it smells kind of like wet cardboard or kind of like a wet dog. It's got that kind of funky off-putting, like, this is not good. That's where you cut that stuff out. Mm-hmm. That goes into, your what do they call it? There's a name for when they put all that stuff together.
I don't know. Jay Rieger over there, they had a collection, a collector that they measured, and the hearts, heads, and tails are all in this one, but they only pull from the heart section.
Oh yeah.
It's a separator that does it for them. You can, if you got the money, honey, you can buy whatever. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I mean, if you're running a column still, it's a lot easier too, because you can pull it off at different levels and you'll get different things. Plus it concentrates it more, so it's a lot easier to pick up. Okay, we're going from here to here. We're going from hearts, from heads to hearts, or we're going from hearts to tails. And it's a lot easier to go, okay, no, cut that out to the side, run that over to here, and then we'll run that back through. And acetaldehyde. Okay. What did it go to?
Acetaldehyde. Yeah, they want to get rid of that. Yeah. And it's an art. It's an art.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. I mean, and the more you mess with it, as far as like being a distiller or something, you get right off the bat. Okay, we're going to cut it here. This is your heads and your four shots, of course, automatically cut out. The first stuff that starts coming off, they automatically cut. That stuff like cleaner, or you cleaner or a weed killer. It's pretty much all you can use that stuff for.
Yeah.
And it works great for both of them. But then the heads can be redistilled and your tails can be redistilled. So low wines, that's what they call that, low wines. Where you mix those two together for later on.
Good job, Fulton. Good job. Well, we are going to go ahead and spin this one. I don't see any more hashtags coming in. This is going to be worth 8 entries to the quarterly drawing. We just keep getting bigger all night long. So here we go. Good luck, everybody. 8 entries. And we're landing on William Hall. Again. Plus. See, here we go. +8.
All right. Well, all right. Time we did some extra spins here. I mean,
we jinxed it for 3 weeks. All right. Draw again. Here we go. Now I put +8 by William Hall. So here we go.
All right. I don't know. Watch it land on me this time. Come on.
Boom. Big Daddy H.
Big Daddy.
All right. Now that was for that. And then we'll get the next one.
PH on your mash. Oh, no, I don't know, Jerry. It's been the last time I did any kind of distilling was in the 2nd grade for a science project. So.
Man, I don't have the money to do all that stuff.
No, I ain't got the time or set up right now. I mean, shoot, I'm not set up to distill anything. Although I hear that laws are changing a little bit.
Now, this is mash. Now, I know I put beer kegs back there, but there's a reason. There's a method to my madness. Even including the next step, we're making beer. There's not a lot of difference. There's some, but there's not a lot. Like they don't malt. They, you can get malted grain, whatever. You tend to do whatever. But anyway, But in the mash, this would be called wort. If you were making beer. So this is a part where they would add hops and things like that you're not going to add for whiskey. You don't care what the beer tastes like, and you have to make beer to make whiskey. So you don't care what the beer tastes like at this point. Now, if you're making beer, you do. But here you go. And well, you know, you want it to end up flavoring the whiskey, right? And so, yeah, you're not going to introduce tropical hops and all that type of stuff. So anyway, you're not at your finished product yet.
Yep.
He said trash.
Missed it by that much.
Yeah, cash. Hey, that's what you can make. If you have a bunch of barrels of whiskey, you can make some cash off of them.
Well, I got barrels, but I got no whiskey in them. I got 2 barrels.
That's why I had the distinction: barrels of whiskey.
Yeah.
Not whiskey barrels.
I've got 1 barrel is Knob Creek, and the other barrel is Wild Turkey.
You know,
here's Wild Turkey barrel.
If I had room, yeah, they're so big, they're huge, and you know, if I when I lived out in Texas, we had that big shop. I wouldn't have mind having a couple of big barrels out there, you know, and you just get some round tabletops and put them on them and set around them. You know, they're cool.
They're height wise, they're more like a stand around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here I can page over and show you.
Yeah, there was one. Oh yeah, but there was one guy. He cut
the door top basically height wise.
I saw this on a video. A guy cut a square out of the top of the barrel, and the end cap was still on it. Of course, one end was gone, but he put a motorized mechanism in there, and he could hit a button, and the top of it would lift up, and it had shelves, and it would have bottles and glasses and stuff.
Oh,
and then he could hit the button, it would go back down again. So,
dang, that's kind of up school there.
There you go. But you're handy. You're crafty. You could.
I could do it. Oh yeah, I got no doubts about that. I could do that. But I don't know what I'm going to do with that one right now. I'm leaving it alone like it is because down the road, if everything hits the fan or something, I could make enough whiskey to fill that sucker up and make my own, recharred on the inside,
Oh, another thing I was thinking about, you know how Budweiser bought Goose Island?
Oh, what again?
Budweiser bought Goose Island, the Bourbon County stouts.
Oh goodness! So
they're shit now. I mean, I'm not standing in line for Budweiser products, and from all. And I would go buy 1 or 2 of the base, and it's just not the same anymore. They're cutting corners. They're trying to mass produce more and more. It's not the same. So, but I have a 2019 through the year before Budweiser bought them, or the year Budweiser bought them, but they weren't impacting them. And I have probably, 18 Bourbon County stouts up there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing some giveaways this fall, because that's when they come out. Is if someone wants a Goose Island, I might give some of those away.
Oh, there you go. They're kind of hard to come by sometimes, really, and some of them are stupid expensive. I mean, some of the whiskey aged ones are what, $30-$40 a bottle.
Yeah, these are all these are all the base. They're standard base for each year.
Well, they're still $13 to $15 basically a beer.
Oh yeah, some of those I paid $14 to $16 for each.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What was that show, Keith? Bud bought Goose Island in 2011. Really?
Well, they they bought, but they didn't. There was an announcement in 2023 or no 22 or maybe it was 21 that they were uh like fucking with them. Like that was they maybe they finalized it or whatever. They were pulling them in, expanding distribution, whatever it was.
Yeah, I've got a few from a couple of years
Yeah,
ago.
there was an announcement that came out several years ago, and I'm getting my years every year. It's probably like 2021, I think. That's when they were really going to start expanding production and making sure they didn't run out. And when they made that announcement, I was like, no. Yeah, and it did too. It went downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the variants, Sugar Kitty. Some of those variants they can be even like $60-something.
Yep. Now, hard pass for me. I'm not going to spend $40 for a beer.
A beer, yeah.
No.
I did spend $26 on a beer, and it came in a box, and I have it in a note over there somewhere, and it was good, but it wasn't $26 good.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like that Samuel Adams, was it Utopia or something like that? What is that?
Yeah.
A couple $100?
Oh,
like, no. No. I mean, I like beer, but not that damn much. Jeez. Oh, Sugar Kitty, the head brewer stepped down in 2011, changed it right there.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's continued to go downhill, so I'm not dumping money into that anymore. I would go every year, and I would try to get all the variants I could, and I would try to get. I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah, it's kept disappointing me. It just kept disappointing me, and it was getting worse and worse and worse every year, and that's what got me.
Now, Jimmy sent me a sample of that Mater Familia, and that beats the BCS hands down for me. I mean, all day long.
Frick yeah, man. Yeah, there's other ones out there. But they could get screwed up too,
Oh, of course, once you start getting really, you're putting out good stuff and everybody likes it, then your big companies want to move in and go, oh, well, we just buy your whole company for $500,000 or whatever, and then they ruin it.
I think it's the distro. It's the distribution. Like this stuff here, this is local, and they can take care, and they only make so many bottles, and there's plenty to go around in this local area. But if they tried to go nationwide, they would change their stills. They would add more column stills so they could do continuous production and and you're all of that. Oh, and they would some exec's going to come in at some point and go, we need to get cheaper grain. We need to profitability. Yeah, and it hurts the stuff. Oh yeah, spin. Well, we're at time. Okay. Here we go. Well, I had my orders. We're gonna do it. 26 entries. Here we go. This is worth 9 entries to the quarterly drawing. Go Wani! It's rigged. Whoa. Now we know it's rigged.
Oh, definitely got to be rigged now.
Yeah, now we know.
Nope, Chip, you were just a little bit late.
Oh, Chip. Well, that's all right. We got another one coming right now. Let me get this one. So this will be the last step that is the same as beer. And this is fermentation. So you got all your sugars out there. You've got all your wort or your mash and you're ready. All the sugars are introduced and everything's good. So you throw your yeast in there. But the type of yeast you choose could affect the end flavors. So choose wisely. But there you go. Hold it under the exacting correct conditions so you don't kill your little yeasties and let them fart. Eat and fart. And that produces alcohol.
Oh, okay. Oops, hang on, wrong one. Okay.
Oh yeah, a lot of them are better than Goose Island. Yep. Yep. I like that. I don't drink beer that much outside of Coors Light. I just drink beer to rehydrate. But Bourbon Nerd's in there. I got you. And I'm going to have to start making the wheel right here. But before I do that, I am going to go ahead and play this one more time. So the super chat, super stickers coming in. If you wish to get involved in that, let me play the video for the samples for tonight. There are 3 North Carolina bourbons and they're already boxed up. Here they are. All I need is your address to stick on there, whoever wins. And I will pirate ship that thing right out to you because we use pirate ship now. I keep throwing that out there. But the hashtag, though, did I post it? Yeah, I did, didn't I? Okay. Bourbon Syndicate, that's +5 because I already have him down there because he had 5 from last week.
Yep.
And I actually typed it in on my page so I wouldn't forget. So when I printed my paper tonight, it already had him on there because I wasn't going to miss it.
Hey, he ought to get a couple of extra ones just because you missed it last time.
Well, I mean, he's getting the entries, so. But I do have to start going and making the wheel right. Let me do that right quick.
Okay.
Oh, there's Kathy Bates for another, and this is for her. Okay, +5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got it. Let me start at the top.
Ready.
All right.
Oh, that's getting low. Let's make a little of that one.
All right, there's Rusty's. Got it. And
about here. Oh,
there's Bourbon Syndicate again. All right, all right. Let me go ahead and put that in here.
Oh man, this cigar! I got to get my humidor going right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's it. Copy. And bam. But I have to put it down here again. All right, got it. Now I can do Kathy Bates.
I got mine, Jimmy. My sticker's upside down. Oh, check this out.
Okay.
See, there's the bottle. And then you turn it around for the sticker, and he's jumping up out of the water. Should we? It's all right. It still drinks good. Yeah, the other pick I got him to sign it for me. Their first one.
Okay,
but that's okay. It
feels good.
Been really good. I mean, they did give you some really good picks. That's for sure. Oh yeah, there we go.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah, I got that. Yeah. Okay, I'm looking at. Okay, yeah, I got it all. Let me make sure. That's
Oh, okay. Let me page back up here. There we go. So that's why. Okay.
Yep, we're good. We're good. Okay. Wheel is right.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
unless somebody else wants to get in on it. But the wheel's good right now, and it'll come later. People still have time. So, but I don't like waiting until the last minute because then I have to put all these entries in, you know,
Yep.
and I like doing them as I go. So,
Oh, is it, Jimmy? Your partial Mossman on is upside down.
oh, he got the upside down sticker. He got
Yeah.
the unique bottle. Oh, there's Jimmy. All right, I get you.
Oh, Jimmy, did you ever crack that blue corn? And if you did, how did you like that one?
Yeah,
I think
because
that's what I said. The blue
that went
corn,
to
blue or red. Hmm. Dang, I need to pick up another bottle of that before I head out and disappears.
Okay, there we go. Wheel's good.
Feels good. All right.
And we are at 7:56. So we have a couple of minutes before I'm going to spin. And that'll be worth 10 entries on this FERM. So, oh yeah, and I did reconcile the community post.
Oh, okay.
So if y'all do go check the community post that I put out each week, that keeps track and shows all the entries. I had to take away all of the halfway mark entries because we had the spin, so we started fresh again. And I took the opportunity just to go erase everything and start all over and make sure everything was copacetic, right? So all the entries are good on that community post, and then this will start the clock for the next one right here.
Gotcha. Hmm. Yep.
All right. So we are about to spin this thing in about another minute to win it. In a minute, we're going to spin it to win it. See, I'm a poet.
A poet and didn't know it.
That's right. Man, we've had all kind of jokes going on tonight and bourbon knowledge being bestowed and talking about Goose Island Bourbon County stouts, and everybody's learning things. And all I know is shit kept going downhill. But we are at 7:58. I'm going to spin this thing. I see Bloody 81 got the hashtag in. Hurry, hurry, hurry if you're going to do it. Because I'm about to pull this up. Here we go. And 24 entries. Good luck, everybody. 10 entries to the quarterly drawing. If you miss this one, don't worry. There's another one coming up shortly. I see that little kid on it names nobody. Oh, Bourbon Syndicate. Here we go. Prof Rusty said he never wins shit. So here we go.
At least but Rusty's delusional occasionally. So
yeah, but at least he got that. Congratulations. Now is the time. I'm going to set the next one up, but I'm not going to post it yet because we are at that time. All right.
Oscar Blues. Yeah, Martin House.
We go. It is time for you, Mark, to take over.
Okay.
And I'm going to put me in. And I see people are already putting it. They're getting ahead of and I got you, Gawani and Fulton. I got
you. Yep. Very quick about it. They know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. But I got to write you and Lori down first, and then I'll get to Gawani.
So what are y'all sipping on tonight? Bourbon County Stouts? I have my doubts, but it's possible.
Let me make sure, though, just in case we have some new people, maybe. All you have to do is type "put me in the chat," and you get 2 entries. I mean, guaranteed. There's no spin for it. You get them.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering what Ben's going to put in.
Whatever it is, he'll get it.
Ain't no telling. John, you sipping on any of that new whiskey you just got in?
See, now Whiskey Nose got to throw me a curveball in the middle of this.
You put him in twice.
All right. Well,
in both directions there.
Let me write this down, and then I'll have to add him to the wheel in a minute because I'm still doing this right now.
Oh, that'd be go fold. That's pretty cool. House of the Flying Barrels. Never heard of that one. Nah. Heck with that, Rusty. Take a liberty to shut up. It'd be all right.
I haven't seen Bourbon Bitch tonight. I was gonna see if the bottle made it.
The bottle? I thought she got samples.
Or samples. Maybe it was samples. I can't remember now. Yeah. Oh yeah, Kathy got the bottle. She got the sample. I was gonna see if the samples came.
There you go. Yeah, and both of them should arrive either today or tomorrow. One of the two.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of interested in. See if it got there today.
Okay. Dang, Jerry. Only bottle I got one bottle of Everclear behind me. It's called Diesel. That one was it's not that good. Whiskey. Ben says, put him in, even though Jody didn't learn why Goose Island changed.
I didn't learn.
That's because they pasteurized it back in, I think he said 2016.
Oh, really?
They started pasteurizing it. Yeah, because of something funky happened.
Oh,
which is bad. It's Everclear is code for S. What's S?
Hey, I never claimed to be a Goose Island expert. I just said I have a bunch of bottles of it I don't care about anymore, and I'll give them away.
Yeah, I'm good for like one Goose Island once in a while, like once every month or two or something like that. Because it's one of those beers that's just so cloyingly sweet and all in your face. And even though it's a decent ABV on it, it seems like it hits a lot harder than whatever the ABV is. If it's like a 12 or 13, 14%, seems like it hits like, you're drinking 140 proof or something. Just slaps you upside the head. I'd rather have, 3 or 4, small pours of other whiskeys.
It does hit you pretty hard. Yeah, I think I'm caught up on a bunch of these. It is. Oh, Tater Dom, I think I missed you. Okay, and I was going to say it's highly possible I could have missed somebody, but I will read these off here shortly.
Oh, there you go, Jimmy.
Oh,
yeah.
I missed. Whoa, I missed.
I bet Ben still probably got some of the pre-pasteurized Bourbon County stouts from back in the day.
Oh, probably.
Man, that's good stuff there.
Okay. I think now I got it. Okay. All right. Woo! I missed. I went to scroll, and I think it scrolled too far. When I went to ease the scroll up, I think it went too far. Anyway, I'm going to read these off.
Oh, okay.
Because it is highly possible I could have missed somebody. If I do not call your name, I did not get you in on the put me in. So please put it in one more time. I have Mr. Great Shot, Lori, Gawani Ostinaco, Fulton Mraz, William Hall, Bourbon Syndicate, Jimmy's Random Content, Bourbon Nerd, Bourbon Kitty, Jerry J, Big Daddy H, Bourbon Hunter Lee, Kathy Bates, Chip Aidlet, the Bloody 81, Names Nobody, Sugar Kitty, John Kranz, Mr. Mom 310, Peter White, Sting Fire and Ice, Tater Dom, Whiskey Uncensored, and YKB, the You Knows Bro. All right. So if I did not call your name, I did not get you in for the 2 free entries. Everybody gets a trophy. Just type put me in the chat. There's Isaiah's fee. All right, I got you.
Okay. Thomas
All right.
Anderson sipping on a, what was that? A Dusty 2001 Evan Williams 7-year 90 proof black label. Oh,
Okay, very tasty. Awesome.
yeah. Heck yeah.
Did Thomas Anderson type put me in the chat? There's Becca. Merchant.
Don't think he did. Did William Hall? I didn't see him either, I don't believe.
I got William Hall. I got William Hall.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yep, I got Becca in there. So yeah, we're at the put me in stage here, and it's about to end. Now, I'm gonna type stop put me in. Okay, but that doesn't mean it ends. It goes till the end of the show, but it means I stop paying attention. So yeah, put it in all caps or whatever.
Yep.
Get our attention. Make sure we see it. Type thing, and I'll write you down here. But we've set a record tonight here on this. So let me go ahead and get this next hashtag in because we're now introducing. Now we're distilling. So we're fermented. Now this is where the beer part ends. Okay, we're making whiskey now. So this is and you can do column. You can do pot still, you can do, you have to figure all that out.
Dang, Ben. Although you were in the beer before you were in the whiskey, so that's understandable.
I never was that big into beer. I mean, I like beer, but no, I didn't like search out special beers or.
Yeah,
I would. My idea of fancy was getting Heineken instead of Coors Light.
Or
that was about it.
Pabst Blue Ribbon out of the keg at the keg party.
I'm gonna have something special tonight. I'm gonna get some Stellas instead of Coors Light. Oh, thank you, Becca.
Good old Heine. Get you some Heinies.
Yeah, get me some Heineken.
I never much cared for Heineken. It was always kind of skunky to me.
I like it. Well, and it's one of those things where it's what you got used to. So when I was over in Japan, the Heineken Red Star I could get it was cheaper at the Class 6 on base than Budweiser, and it was cheaper at the bar than like Bud Light or Coors Light or whatever because of the tariffs and stuff, right? So I could get Heineken Red Star all over. So I just drank it for 4.5 years because it was cheap.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I'll go back and revisit it.
Yeah. I went back and got a Heineken. It was just like, no, don't care for it still.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
my Heineken.
PBR. PBR in a can is okay, but if you get it out of a keg, completely different story. It's much better for some reason. I don't know why. Then again, most beer is better out of a keg.
Yeah, see, we can come up with a song. My Heineken sit on a seat, sit on a seat.
Oh, okay. Got you, John. Back in the day, we would leave our beer in the fence row on the way to the house. That way, we didn't have any beer in the car when we got home. But, on the way back out to party, we would stop by the fence row on the side of the road, pick that beer back up.
Yeah, and I only get cans, and I don't get Heineken Light either. I get Heineken Full Force, So.
Well, yeah, like back in the day, I always, even to this day, I prefer your full stuff. Like not Bud Light. I would rather have Budweiser. You know,
Well, and I like the Heineken, the
or
little tiny
Bush
the
Light.
keg.
No light beer. I ain't,
You know
ain't
what?
a light beer person.
You know that personal keg, the Heineken, the
Mm-hmm.
little one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that you can. Yeah, I'll get those every once in a while, and I have a big sink, and I just dump ice around it, and then
Yeah, there you go.
that's something a little special.
Clear the screen. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
clear the screen. Thank you, Kathy. She keeps us straight here.
I know
She
it.
is
Somebody
our
has to.
executive producer. Was sending me a notification here in all caps.
Yeah, somebody's got to keep us on point here. Jeez. Yeah, Dos Equis. Well, see, my problem with Dos Equis is, if you need a lime to make your beer taste better, then you need a better beer.
well,
You
that's
know?
Corona.
The same thing with Corona.
Corona. Now
Yeah.
I won't drink Modelo anymore. Now it
No,
probably
I
is
like Modelo, the Negra. I like that
now
one.
the Negra I will
Yeah.
drink, but not the regular Modelo.
No.
And it's probably completely unrelated, but I almost died one night. We'll get into that some other time. And it wasn't due to the volume I drank either. It was,
Okay, yeah, we'll believe you.
I can play that video again. I was like, mm. Woo! But we are having some fun tonight. Well, I know I am. I don't know if everybody is, but we'll get there. But I am going to go ahead and spin this thing. I don't see any more hashtags coming in. I see Gawani got one in there. So,
Yep.
you got to let the VIPs get them in. And then
There you go. Peter White, you're up in Canada, I think, right? So you're used to like Labatt's and a few of those. Man, I can tell you, I was when I was in the Air Force, I went up to Canada and
oh,
look at there.
doubles. So now it's worth 22 entries to the quarterly drawing. 22. So whoever this lands on is going to get 22 entries.
Oh, sheesh. Come on, let's see who it is. Who is it? Who is it?
Bourbon Kitty.
Bourbon Kitty. That's her first win tonight, too.
That is.
Nice.
So Bourbon Kitty is going to get plus 11 on the 11. So I'll add those together and it'll make 22. So there we go. So it's like she won twice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
There you go. There you go, Sugar Kitty.
Oops,
And, for a good summertime beer, a nice light spotting or a nice wheat beer. Oh, yeah. That's what I like in the summertime.
All right, Chip, I got you. Let me get this next one posted, and Kathy, I'll make sure I bring this down. Now, this is I'm calling it maturation. This is aging in the barrel. We can call it whatever we want, but you put the whiskey, the white
There
dog
you go.
in the barrel, and that's where it gets its color and all that stuff. It's maturing.
Yep.
And that's it.
I mean, you can do all you want to as far as your mash, your yeast, and everything else, but the barrel is one of the main things that impart everything to your whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff makes a difference, like grain selection,
Sure,
all of that, but that has one of the biggest impacts. Yes,
it's on the lower end of what makes the difference, as far as I can tell. Now, I mean, granted, like say Four Roses, they've got a bunch of different yeast strains. They got a bunch of different, mash bills and stuff that they use, but I think a lot of it boils down to the barrel. It really does. Oh, everything's spicy in here.
All right. Well, let me get
Cheers,
the rest
Phil.
of the chips in here.
Good to see you, brother. Oh, hang on. I got nothing else.
Bam. All right, Chip. Will's good. Will's good.
Name's nobody. Hey, how about that guy?
Well, that's not a guy.
Oh, is that a lady that's related to
A guy. Yeah, that's a lady that's married to a guy that we know.
Ah, gotcha.
There
I
you
know
go.
who that is then. I bet she's kind of smallish.
She is.
Okay.
And he's not huge. He's not huge either.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but they've been painting some nice stuff. I've seen that recently.
Oh yeah.
I need to do that with my wife a little bit too. Do some painting. I'm not a painter. I'm more hands-on making things than I am painting anything. I've never painted anything other than like walls and trim and that kind of stuff.
Big Daddy Ace says she cute.
How you doing there, Phil? Good to see you, brother.
He said lots of mass. All right. So we are getting down here to the end. And one more time, I know we've got a lot of entries in here tonight, but I'm going to play it one more time just in case someone's here. Give you an opportunity, super chat, super sticker, give you a chance to get win these samples for tonight. Not a wide distribution on these things, so there you go. But yeah, we'll send them out. Oh, I thought Rusty jumped in here for a second. I was
like, yeah. Well, now that I can actually wear a hat on stream occasionally,
there you go.
Like this one here, there's no way I could wear this with headphones on. So I like to creep in a different hat occasionally.
1 month anniversary bike incident. I know I saw something from Fulton earlier saying he couldn't ride his bike.
At least he's all healed up now.
There you go.
That's a plus. And he's a young guy, so he can heal up pretty quick.
Oh, body paint. Oh my goodness.
Woo.
All right, so we are on maturation right here. Hashtag MATU. And then we get to the last final step, and that's where you make your money. Old West salesman. Yeah. You're selling elixirs.
Mm-hmm.
You got your wagon. See, and that's your shelves in your wagon. Hey, this you got a trick knee here. You just reach up and grab a bottle. This is the trick knee bottle right here.
Yep.
Only a nickel. Back then it would have been a nickel for an ounce or something.
Fulton got a bullet over his face. Oh.
All right, we're going to spin this here pretty quick, and then I'll get that last one set up.
Okay.
Maturation makes me giggle. Well, that's what it is.
Oh.
Either that or somebody is tongue-tied is trying to say something different. I don't know. I did a lot of maturation last night.
I need to send. Wow, I want to send Phil some of the local wild peppers that grow down here in Texas, but he could eat those things like Pez, because of the amount of heat that he's used to. Oh my God! But they're actually a quite tasty pepper. They make really good sauces and stuff out of them. But for most people, they're around twice as hot as a jalapeno.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not on the level of like a Scotch bonnet or a what's the little one with the tail?
If Phil says Pez is too spicy, then it's too damn spicy.
Oh, come on. I've seen him eating peppers and chasing it with a whiskey, which is, oh my God. Because, the whiskey gets with that alcohol and just blends it all over your whole mouth. And oh, geez, that's just rough. That's real rough. Jesus.
Phil be hurting himself.
Oh, I know. He got a lot better pain tolerance than I do. There's no way that I could do anything close to what Phil does.
Well, I can tell you, part of it is if you've never ever eaten a hot pepper before, you can panic. You know, when it says it, part of it is doing it and building up that tolerance, right?
Mm-hmm.
But another one, it's not just that; it's knowing what to expect from this that you don't panic. You know, it's
okay, Sugar Kitty. Well,
no, yeah, I agree. I definitely shouldn't do what you do. No.
I thought Sugar Kitty. I thought you couldn't have any kind of hot stuff though. I mean, because I'll go out and gather some up. I mean, they're quite tasty. We call them chinkapin peppers down here, or chile piquin, or bird peppers. We typically call them bird peppers. They're little bitty. I mean, they're like that size. They're little bitty peppers, about the size of like a pea. But they're quite tasty.
Be careful about the small package, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I had some of my cousins came in from Michigan. And they're like, do you like hot peppers? And I'm like, oh yeah, we love hot peppers. I'm like, well, here, let me try. I'll get you some of these here. I was driving them around the land, you know, and I knew where some pepper plants was. So I pulled over there and got some pepper plants and picked them a handful. So here, y'all try these. And they're like, oh my God.
Good luck. Hey, you were talking. I didn't want to interrupt you, so I just went to spin. Jerry J.
Oh, there we go. That's first win of him tonight, isn't it?
That is.
There we go. That's a good one.
All right, we have one more to go.
All right,
we still have chances.
I'll hook
here.
you up, brother.
Now, this last one could be the one that just gives everybody,
Really
everything and just keeps going. But I added this as a step because it is important. It is an important step. Unless you're going to sell barrels, you have to bottle it. So
of course.
You go. Now you got your end product. I mean, we didn't talk about the maturation or the aging process. Like, how long are you going to age it? You have to taste it along the way. You have to pull it out at the right time. You have to be ready.
Yes.
And I know I've got Glenlivet bottles back there. That was the best picture I could find off of my duty free or whatever. I use a program, online, and they have stocked images that are I don't have to worry about getting stuff levied against me for copyright and everything.
Yep.
But yeah, that's Glenlivet barrels. Yeah, and I'll tell you this, sometimes the plainest bottles make the best. You don't have to do the bottle up.
Yep.
That's not where you need to spend your money. You need to spend your money getting the juice right, getting it aged perfectly, and getting it out there and let people love it. And they will buy it if it's in a freaking bucket with a seal on top.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. I'm looking for a picture of these peppers.
I have neglected my water tonight. I'll tell you that. I'm only halfway through the first bottle.
I've had one.
But I've also only had 3 bourbon pours.
Oh, well, I think I may be a pour or two ahead of you.
Well, I usually have 5 or 6.
Oh, well. Where is it?
Huh.
Dang it.
Well, I do have a 9 o'clock meeting in the morning, so I didn't want to overdo it tonight. We had a financial call today that bumped a meeting from today to tomorrow. Plenty of time left tonight, though. Night is young. Oh my God, my son opened my bottle before I got it. What? Come on now. They make shotguns with salt. You can get salt shots and burn that ass a little bit, and they'll quit doing that.
Let's see if this will turn up.
Oh yeah, them little bitty peppers.
Kinda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like holly bush.
Yeah. They're smaller than your pinky nail. They're
All right.
a little bitty
Well,
pepper.
I know it's coming quick, but we always do this at the end. Good luck, everybody. 23 entries on the wheel, worth 14 entries, unless it lands on my Facebook. Then, woo, that'd be 28. Oh, Whiskey Uncensored. That's his first win tonight.
Wow. About time, Ben.
Mr. I never win anything.
Well, I know.
Well, you just won 14 entries to the quarterly drawing, so there we go. And now we are getting ready to spin for the samples. The wheel's good right now. If anybody else wants to get in on it, I'll play it one more time just to make sure. And we're giving away these North Carolina bourbons tonight.
There you go.
It is a Turning Point, Cook's Mill, and the Southern Star Paragon bottled and bond. Oh,
Kathy Bates jumping in there again.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to put plus 10 here.
Jeez.
Okay, I changed that to 10. Let me go make the wheel right now.
She's leaning the wheel in her favor.
See.
Button peppers, those are tree peppers.
All right, feels good again.
Yeah, kind of. We call them bird peppers down here, and they're a native pepper. Well, from what I gather, they're one of the peppers that like jalapenos and other stuff were crossbred from, because they're hotter than a jalapeno, but they're
all right,
big things.
All right, we're going to spin this wheel. So here we go. We've given everybody a chance to get in that wants to be in. We are going to share the screen. We are going to go to the samples giveaway. And I am going to hit shuffle, 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 and then spin. This is for the sample. But if you don't win tonight, you're still in for the quarterly drawing, and you get those entries into the other. And
that's going to be a good bottle.
Kathy Bates. That's it.
Oh, imagine that. Rigged.
All right. We're going to close. Well, that wasn't rigged.
Well, rigged in their favor from the amount of donations.
Yeah. Okay. So let me put. Uh-oh, I'm hearing a feedback. How am I hearing a feedback? Mark, can you hear me?
Brother. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm hearing a feedback.
Feedback?
Oh, no, it stopped. Wait, little. Anyway, let me write this down. Kathy Bates.
Huh. I don't know. I don't have anything else open.
Samples. No, it stopped. Yeah, I was just hearing a little feedback. I don't know why.
Holy crap, Jerry. That's way more than I'm going to handle. Yeah, tired the same. Yeah. Yep. One of the hotter ones I had was a, what do they call it? It was Guam. It was a pepper from over there.
Oh,
those are really good too.
And these are already packaged, so she'll have to let me know whether she wants me to send them or hold on to them. Because, I hold on to them because then they give away stuff, and then I send it to who they give it away to.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right. So she'll have, because I owe her now 3 2-ounce pours of these, plus these 1-ounce pours of these.
Dang.
Now, these are already packaged, so they're ready to go. But we'll have to discuss the other. But we are at time, guys. I hope y'all had a good time. Don't worry if you didn't win the samples tonight. You're still in for the quarterly drawing down the road, and you also get those same entries over. So, hey, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun.
Always.
All right.
Peace, love, and whiskey, y'all.